technical stand-up in isolation, you can get up however you like. But against an opponent who's attempting to do something to you, there are certain, there's a reason we use that checklist of base, posture, and structure. Because if any of those things are off, I'm vulnerable to a good opponent. So if I technical stand up, and let's say Richie's on his knees, and I start to go like this, guillotine front hand. If he's more interested in keeping me on my back, and I go like this, he grabs the lever to my hip and he puts me back down. So it's actually really important that you perform, and like I know people, like you do a warm-up sometimes for jiu-jitsu, and you're like, all right, you get 10 technical stand-ups, you're like, 1, 2, which is kind of the same as shadow boxing like this. You're not doing anything you would ever actually do, so you're literally wasting time. And you're not even just wasting time, you're detraining yourself. And like, think about how many jabs you throw. Let's say you're doing like those of you that are old enough to remember like the Boss Rutan cardio workout, where you would just like call out jab, right straight, or liver shot. Anyway, if you did that every week, like a couple times, and we're doing these like crappy jabs, you've done a few thousand bad jabs and maybe a couple hundred good ones. So think about how many lazy technical stand-ups you've done in your life compared to doing it this way. Base, posture, correct base here, heavy front leg so there's no lever, correct posture. How many technical stand-ups have you done like this in your entire life? Because that's how you finish everything, like that movement that I'm finishing to get into the sweep. I went over this with Rich yesterday, finishing an X-guard sweep. Right? Went over the difference. He kicks me away and he does a sloppy technical stand-up. And I kick out of the X-guard. If he kicks me away, he does a proper technical stand-up. Right? So paying attention to these fundamental details, and I always give like all the credit in the world to Ryan Hall for this stuff, because he's the guy that really opened my eyes to these sorts of things and how important they are to just developing your jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu isn't moves, it's movement, as he says. And so recognizing that a fundamental thing like technical stand-up will actually, over the course of your jiu-jitsu career, determine whether or not you succeed at so many different techniques, that the more you pay attention to that fundamental movement, or any of these other like fundamental movements, that's what's going to determine your success. So, that hopefully makes sense.
Yeah.